my little goblins, we're back at it, and this time we're going to be going over branded Tri-Brigade. You might be saying, Fatsoid, how does this even work? Branded Fuse locks you into fusions, and then Tri-Brigade's all link monsters. And I would say, just shut up, relax, and just watch what we're doing. So we're going to get into some matches. You guys are going to see how the deck plays, but then we're going to talk about the deck at the end of the video. But pretty much the consensus of the deck is you do all your Tri-Brigade stuff, and then at the end of your entire Tri-Brigade combo, you're going to go into Predaplant. And then Predaplant lets you go into MIRRORJADE, because Predaplant forces the fusion regardless. So after you do that, now usually you want to send either Rinbrum or Brigand against your opponent when you're using the pitch. And Rinbrum gives you another interaction of doing a Fallen Albaz fusion. So just with this one Predaplant combo, you get all this other stuff with it. And on top of that, they still have to play against Tri-Brigade Revolt, Ancient Warrior Oath. It's pretty annoying. There's a lot of little interactions they have to deal with still, and your hand traps. So it's pretty good. Let's get into the games. You guys can see what I'm talking about, and then we'll go to the recap. Hello, we're here with game number 1. We got Fortunato that's going to be piloting the deck today because not only does he have all the cards, which I have most of the cards too, but he is an expert in the deck. So he's played this deck for quite a long time. He's been playing Tri-Brigade for a long time as well. And as you see, he's doing his basic Tri-Brigade stuff. Here comes the Baldrake, banishing the Mercurier, which is hilarious. But still kind of annoying, because this does prevent him from going into Shurrig for right now. And if you want to know why that's annoying, Shurrig lets him grab the... if he goes into Shurrig and then links to Shurrig off, it lets him go into... he gets a Rescue Cat out of the deck. So here we're going to add that. Send back the Branded Fusion. Albion's going to send Branded Sword. Branded Sword is going to allow him to grab back this Mercurier as well. Boom. So now he's got Mercurier in the gate. Here comes the fusion. And here comes the MIRRORJADE. And he sets the Revolt. So it's pretty good. I mean, we got a bounce here. We got Mercurier in the gate. We got Banish. And we have potentially second Banish with follow-up. Opponent is going to activate Quick Long. She's a rat. We're gonna Ash Blossom it. He's gonna call by it again. Rat. Devil's a rat. And then he goes into Free Baron negate. He's gonna pop. This is actually hilarious. This just shows you our opponent just doesn't know what the cards do, I guess, because he negates the Revolt, which Revolt wouldn't have let him gone into Shurrig or anything. So it's kind of just a bad negate. So we were able to bait out the negate. Now we're going to bounce the White Dragon. He's going to activate the Drew's Worm and negate the Drew's Worm with Mercurier. And then we're going to get rid of the Dragon because we don't want that card going to the graveyard. If it goes to the graveyard, he gets pretty much a free rocket. So, and now we're going to use, remember I told you about that Rinbrum? Rinbrum fuse off his Baron. So now we have Brigand. He has a Drew's Worm and a White Dragon that he can't summon. So he's got pretty much just a Drew's Worm versus us, which is not going to help him because we have Ancient Warriors. So bounce that shit back. Attack. Attack. He's just dead. He's dead on board. GG. Get annihilated. Hello, we're here with game number 2, and we're playing against Baron VSR. And we're going to do full Tri-Brigade stuff. Here we go. We send Kip. Sends Mercurier. Now we banish all 4. This is a bit more normal where you go into the Shurrig. Grabs the Albion. We don't really want Branded Fusion in hand, but we have a lot of kind of dead cards in hand anyway. He has a Rescue Cat. Now there's the Bear Brum. Boom. Banish, banish. There's a level 2. There's the Anaconda. Puts back the Revolt. And if you're wondering why I put back Revolt, is ideally when you use Verte, you don't want to fuse Verte off, you want to fuse off the Beer Brum. Because that's going to give everything you need. But I think he ends up putting Reboot back anyway, so I guess it really didn't matter here. But we're going to sat, and again, pretty damn good board. He's going to activate the Punk card. He's going to let it activate. He activates the Jam Extreme. Here's Ogre Dance. None of these cards are ever resolving. There's Instant Fusion, which is actually really annoying. He kind of has to react to this. Bounce. Here we go. We pop that Zayaman immediately. And now he's going to summon Shiraji. Here comes the Fusion. And here's going to come the Bear Brum. Ooh! And he's going to activate the Call By. But we just activate Revolt, which is not going to dodge anything, but it's going to just let you deal with the Carp. Rising Carp. And there is a Tri-Brigade Shurig, which is Royal Rare, so it's extra cool. And this is why it's so good too, because you get all these activations, so you get follow-up for next turn. Gets the second Gamma, the game is trolling him. And then finally, McCourier effect on the Foxy Tune, and that's going to be a GG. Goodbye, Baron. Alright, this time we are on the draw for game number 3, and we're playing at Sora, and our opponent is going to be playing, unfortunately, Sprite. Here comes Gigantic. If you're running Y, I'm playing DD Crow. It's just a one-of, but it's also like a winged beast, so it's actually useful for at least like the negates. Here we go, DD Crow. No one really plays around DD Crow either. Hard to play around. But here we go. Here's the Tenki Fire Formation. He's going to bring back his blue. I mean, he doesn't really have much going for him here. He has the trap, which he does immediately steal. But it doesn't matter because we drew Karos. Banish, banish, banish. There's Fairjet. There's the Albion. And then we get Max C for turn. Add the McCourier. We're just going to kill some of his cards. And then we're going to go into Verte. Unfortunately, this hand's kind of... doesn't do too much. Like, unfortunately, like, what we currently had in the field, there was no way of extending. So, but we do have Mercurial Negate, and we have MIRRORJADE Vanish, and Maxi, so that has to count for something. There's another Call By. There comes Maxi. Being patient with Maxi actually paid off. There's Sprint. He's got to just keep special summoning with this. Then there's comes Soul Sweeper, which, if he doesn't kill Fortunato here immediately, MIRRORJADE just wipes his board, so he's just going to get rid of the Onabaro just to get the highest attack off board. Here comes Gigantic Sprite. Gamma. Drew into Gamma. GG. Get annihilated. Gamma actually did something. Thank you. Hello, we're here with game number 4, and again, we are on the play. Hands. I mean, Branded Fusion, you typically don't really want to be opening, but the opponent is going to be playing Flauteries. The funny thing is, the opponent does do like a very subtle misplay. First misplay I think they make is they add both cards to hand, which is really stupid because now he has no chain blocking. But there's another misplay they end up doing, which is really funny. So here comes Branded Fusion because he didn't want to play anything else into this. Kind of tough. So he's going to Call By the Maxi. The opponent's going to activate the trap, which is going to bring out the, and then we just Ash, so his whole turn just stops. But the thing is, Fortunato really doesn't have any plays either, so he's just going to pass like this. He tributes into Miss Valley Apex Avian, and this is the biggest mistake ever. You're going to see. He's gonna attack and kill that, and then he kills the Nervile. Nervile activates, which is gonna add a card. He negates the Nervile, which is such a silly bitch thing to do. And now he gets this fucking Rimbrum. And he also Maxies. Well, his Maxi was already under call by. So he's gonna activate Albaz to slurp up his card. There's Bring in the Glory Dragon. And you're gonna be able to just kill him here, probably, most likely. Considering, I mean, there's no shot. You just don't kill him here. There's Rugal. You still have kit activation. Fire 10 key increases attack, I think, by 100. Hell yeah. Boom, boom, boom. There's Shere, gonna banish the back row, and GG, goodbye. That one misplay caused him the entire game, because M-Pen's really hard to out, obviously, for these types of decks. Hello, we're here with game number 5, and our hand is looking a little sad. I mean, we got some decent cards, but it's kind of sad. The opponent, the Red Reboot's probably not going to really come into it. Oh, never mind. Red Reboot's going to be insane. This guy's playing, remember that Gravekeeper? I played that Gravekeeper Punk deck before. I don't know if you guys remember it, but this is essentially what it did. And he's going to snipe the Zeamin, because if you're wondering, this card lets you grab a level 3 or lower monster and lets him go into an 8. So it is going to be able to snipe it out, but it gets called by, which seems to happen every single game. He goes with Dragite. This is the combo. Now he's going to go into Rising Carp. There's going to be the water for the Dragite. Boom, boom. And now we're going to go into Punk Jam Driver. Just going to let him draw some cards. And then we got another thing. Let's him draw another card. And then we set 2. So pretty annoying. Like, if you guys know, like, one of the traps lets him pop a card in the field and bring back the Gravekeeper Shaman, so it's really nuts. But Red Reboot should shut that down. Here's Fire from Roshin Tenki. He's gonna activate the ability. Kit's effect activate. He's gonna activate Possess Partnership. This is gonna do that pop effect. Red Reboot, we're gonna shut his ass down. Goodbye. And now, it's pretty much going to be smooth sailing for Fortunato, I'd imagine. Adds McCourier. Here's Karos. This is a really bizarre Amazing Dragon. He hasn't normal summoned yet, so he just normal summons. Shirig. This was a bad Shirig. Especially since... yeah, it's just a bad Shirig. Should have Shirig the Dragite, because he hasn't used the gate yet. But other than that, I mean, it's still fine. It's not the end of the world. Here's the Rescue Cat. It's just he's gonna be able to negate this trap effect now, which grabs him a courier. So now we have to get Rescue Cat. Boom, boom. I mean, we're just looking to pick apart this guy's board. That's legit all we're looking for. So here comes Access Code Talker. Which we're just going to use this to blow up some cards in the field. Cleaning up the board. And he is Dunzo Dedo. Bye-bye. And here is the last game against me, Temango Magno. And he's playing against Sprite, which is cringe. Notorious cringe. The Tories are just so annoying. I mean, this guy has a lot of activation. His end boards probably should be pretty crazy. Here's a Coral Dragon. There's Gary. Draw 2. Into Baron. Okay, gets Bishul. Okay, so automatic 2 level 10s. There's Chen Ying. I mean, Chen Ying with Runic seems pretty good. Gonna Imperm, is gonna get negated. It's really important because Chen Ying kind of fucks this deck over pretty hard. There's Maxi. Crossout's going to be huge here. Because Maxi resolves, I mean, he's fucked. There's Nerville, there's Rescue Cat into 2 cards. There comes MIRRORJADE. There comes the negate for the banish 4. Unfortunately, Shuri gets negated and then banished. The only good thing I would say, if he's activating off of 1 card, it means he doesn't really have that. He has any runic cards besides that. So it's actually not the worst thing in the world. So he's gonna bring back this Fractal, going to second Shurig into Anaconda. Shurig's gonna let him grab Mercurier, banish. There's a MIRRORJADE. Revolt. Revolt's gonna be huge here. Oh, I guess Revolt's bad because we have no more Shurigs. Oh, that's right. Dude, how the hell do we get out of this? Okay, we banish. Oh, I see how. Now we're pretty much going to be slurping up the board. There's Brigand. There's Mole Cricket. I feel like you don't lose here, though, right? This is the most bizarre shit I've ever seen. Why would you go into number 60? That's just really weird. Oh, he wants to bring... I guess it's not that bad. He wanted Baron. Again, I don't know if it's worth all the work there. Gonna negate. Okay, cool. I mean... Kills the Baron. Kills the Mole. Fractal's gonna do something here. Here comes... Ooh, this card's actually crazy against Mole. Because it can keep shuffling the Mole back. So yeah, this card's insane against Mole. It's actually not too bad for us now, because we have Mercurier. Plus we're gonna have another branded banish here. So we can get rid of this Drew's Worm. And this guy's kind of cooked. I mean, he's kind of in tough shape here. He's going to activate. Mercurial negate. GG. We're going to shuffle back one of those moles. And that was a bit of a shotgun. I'm pretty sure I spoke to Fortunato, and he said he did that because he thought he had no more moles in the graveyard. But he was obviously wrong. I think normally you should just wait until the trigger activates and then do it. But this does get him a little bit back in the game, but not too much. Okay, here's the Albion. And it's actually hilarious that pitching Branded Fusion just to go into Albion is the play. We're just going to let Gary sit there because there's no way he can kill him anyway. And the opponent's just going to skip because there's no way he can deal with this board. And I'm just going to say GG. Let's go to the recap. Hello and welcome to the recap. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please subscribe to the channel. It helps out a ton and support us. And join our Discord because the Discord is lit, like the kids would say it. And we host tournaments every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, so check that out. Let's talk about the deck. The deck performed pretty damn well. Fortunato climbed a few ranks in Diamond, I believe. And on top of that, the deck's like nobody's gonna know what the hell you're doing, because honestly when you're first looking at this you're like, okay, so he's running branded cards. Like your opponent starts seeing like Mercurier, and then they start seeing like Albion, and then they start seeing Branded Sword, and they're like, huh, what the hell's he doing? And then you go into the Predator plan and you're like, oh, that's pretty AIDS. So I think the surprise factor of the deck is actually like one of the strongest points of it. Obviously, you probably sometimes will end up with some awkward hands, but for the most part, I mean, it played pretty smooth. And I think it's an interesting way to play a very cheap deck, which is Tri-Brigade. Tri-Brigade's a very budget-friendly deck, and you're combining it with a very non-budget-friendly deck, and you're making it semi-still budget friendly, because I mean, yeah, you need these 3 URs, and you need these 2 URs, but everything else isn't too bad. I guess you need 1 McCourier too, which is another UR. But all the Tri-Brigade cards are always relatively cheap, which is like really nice. Rescue Cat is also like pretty non-budget friendly, I guess. But I still think it's a pretty budget friendly deck. Like I have all the cards for this deck. The only cards I'm missing were the Rescue Cats. And the Rescue Cats, from my understanding, were very important to the combo. Because again, if you do the combo correctly, you banish 4 cards to go into Shurrig, and then link off the 2 monsters to go into Ferrigite, which in turn would let you grab Rescue Cat and then use Ferrigite to summon a Rescue Cat. You guys seen how it works. And then you go into Bear Brum, and that's kind of how the whole combo kind of starts. So yeah, it seemed like it would be a dishonest to make a deck profile without the Rescue Cats, because they seem pretty important to get your craziest end boards out. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this deck like a 7. I think it's pretty good, but I don't think it's like top tier or anything. And it's definitely a rogue tier deck, unlike the 1, 2, 3 standpoint. It's like definitely a rogue tier deck. But the good thing about rogue tier decks is it catch people off guard because they don't know what the fuck you're doing. So yeah, if you guys have any intricate questions with the deck and you want to learn from the master, you guys are welcome to join the Discord and ask Fortunato himself. But just be aware, Fortunato has a life, so he has other things going on, so maybe he can't answer all of them. But for the most part, I mean, he's been playing Tri-Brigade since the start of Master Duel, and he's been really liking the deck. So, and he's also like a very budget-friendly player. He likes looking at budget decks and stuff. That's something he's passionate about. So. Yeah, so check out the Discord. I think you're not going to regret it. And also, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see next, and maybe I'll make it happen. All right, goodbye.